Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another brand new episode of Untitled Nonsense. My name's Josh Fauner. I'm joined, as always, by Mr. John Epling. John, how are you this evening?
Doing all right.
And Mr. Louis Valadez, how are you?
Hello.
All right, so it's been a busy week.
It's been a very busy week. And with the elections around the corner, it's like Christmas is coming early. Watch out for scandals. They're about to pop wide open. Like my ass. Sorry, no. Sorry. Go ahead.
Why would what?
Sorry.
Like that's what happens when you have diseases.
Well, politics is the same thing, you know, in a way.
Hey,
Someone's getting
Louis,
fucked up the ass.
Preparation H.
Yep, do not take orally. I learned that the hard way. No, I'm just sorry.
That's what happens when you go ass to mouth.
Toss that salad. Toss that salad. Give me your vinaigrette. All right. Anyway.
Wow, way to start the show off.
Way to start the show off. Well, I feel like a pundit, you know, like election year. Like every time there's an election going on, it's so exciting because everyone is paying attention.
You feel like a what?
Like a pundit.
Can you? Is that legal in public?
That's legal in public. Okay. To pull my pud. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not. No.
Are you sure?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Herman.
Are you sure? What if I had a trench coat? I do have a trench coat.
Popsicles in the basement.
Don't worry, little boy. If you can cross feet, I might lose interest. Sorry. All right, what are we discussing?
Okay, so I guess first topic we can talk about the clowns.
Yeah.
Send in the clowns.
So what was this about?
So American Horror Story. This year the theme is Freak Show, and one of the characters is a clown that is a psycho killer, which is, you know, pretty typical horror fodder because clowns, there's a legitimate phobia of them.
Yeah, it's called chlorophobia.
Exactly.
I have it.
Okay, so it is legitimate and is in use in horror.
I don't remember that.
Stop talking with your mouth full. That's what my husband tells me to do. My brother had an experience where he walked into, I think it was an Albertsons over in Texas, and there were it was a small little circus troupe. They were trying to raise money for something or whatever, and one of them was a clown, and he went right in front of my brother. My brother at the time was severely chlorophobic. He goes, "Hi!" Well, my brother screamed, punched the guy in the face. You know, and he just turned around and ran.
Please tell me he punched him in the nose.
He did.
And the nose went when he punched him.
No, he heard a crack, and he just ran.
He broke his funny bone.
He broke his funny bone.
From then on, that clown only cried.
Yeah, he did. He was like the hobo clown, you know.
And there's some sad things known to man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Not too much sadder than the tears of a clown.
No, that makes me happy when a clown cries. That's a long story. Anyway, so yeah, you were saying.
Louis, put the heart on away.
What, for the clown?
Like, yeah, obviously.
No,
I love a clown. You're just saying how much you love a crying clown.
I do, because then it makes me happy because I've done something to make them feel pain that I'm feeling.
Yeah, well, put the happy away.
No. Nonsense. I had a quarter for every time someone told me that.
You'd be able to fund the podcast.
I probably would be able to. It's time to make some money. You have to take one for the team or several, depending on the order.
Well, I might already be with the
fundraiser.
With our fundraiser, which we haven't come up with a name for yet, but I've been thinking like something like rub and tug at your heartstrings.
For those in our audience who don't know or don't recall, on the last podcast, we decided to do a fundraiser for the South Brevard food shelter, and we decided to raise money, and if we raise enough, like $500, so that way they have food and feminine products and helping a lot of people here in the area. I was gonna give Josh a back rub, and he was gonna moon the world. We were gonna have a full moon, record it live by the Mistress.
And you want people to pay money for this?
Well, here's the thing. If they donate $500, there's a video of him giving me a back rub.
How about if they donate $500, there is no video? You might get the money faster.
Because that's the thing. The thing is, I have to do rubbed by him, and that's the
and a finger inserted.
That's what's gonna make it go.
And make my penguin go squeak squeak.
Now, guys, I'm no entrepreneur, and I don't have a business degree, but something tells me that's not a $500 product.
There's plenty of sickos in this world, trust me. And probably plenty.
The Mistress wants it.
There's plenty in Brevard County. So
there are always specialty customers, but
yes, there are. Have you ever seen the movie Feed?
Who the fuck do you think listens to us?
Not the normal population, I'll tell you that much.
I don't know, people you bribe. That's pretty much what I thought.
People who I give blowjobs
to. What?
Your cheeks.
We're still doing it off of a fucking blue
promises of a role in your movie.
Like, I don't. It's coming, I swear to God.
That's what he tells all the girls, by the way.
Yeah, he's coming.
You're going to be a star.
I do not tell all the girls that. I have not told any girl that yet.
You're not even the Mistress?
No, not even the Mistress.
Oh.
I've not told any girl that.
That you're going to become a big ball of gas?
Sorry, babe. I told you that rule's for Sigourney.
That's crazy. Oh, you kids. Oh, I'm leaking out of my mouth. All right. So the clown is offended.
How many times has that happened today?
Not much. Probably good. So the clown is offended by the American Horror Story.
No, there's a clown guild. Hang on, let me pull up.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a guild of clowns. Let me pull up the name.
The Clowns of America International.
Yes.
CAI, not CIA.
What kind of nightmare organization is this?
A nightmare of clowns. That's what it is. This is a chlorophobe's worst
Why hasn't the government done something about this? This is a terror organization.
We need an executive order to take this over this place. This is worse than ISIS. This needs our immediate attention.
No, it really does. I mean, let's put ISIS for right now on the proverbial
How
back
many
burner.
serial killers is this organization hiding? They should all be brought in on aiding and abetting.
I bet you Gacy was a previous president of the organization.
I almost guarantee you.
That would be a great place. Not like no one's gonna touch that either. Like I think there might be something going on with that. Government's like, I don't want to go near that.
How come this organization
You go do something about it, cops. Like, you want to do that? You go there, FBI. We don't want to do that. You go there, CIA. No. Make a terrorist organization. Make them bomb them.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Here's how you're going to turn it into something. Here's how you're going to turn it into something. You ready? You ready for the name of the president of the Clowns?
I just saw the name. You ready?
Does it end in an erg?
Burger. It ends in a burger.
Glenn Kohlberger.
It's Glenn Kohlberger.
Yeah. Now that you see the puzzle, you're beginning to see the pieces.
All right, David Icke. David Icke, who sees the reptilian Jews taking over the world. Really?
Hollywood makes money sensationalizing the norm, bemoans Glenn Kohlberger, president of Clowns of America International, the nation's biggest clown club.
Not clown car. So where were these people when Killer Clowns from Outer Space, when pictures of Gacy and clown makeup was on, when It was on? Where were these people?
Like
the American Horror Story?
Children.
This sounds like some shit out of a Charmed episode. Like the CEO of this company just lives off the fear of children.
Oh,
that's why he started this.
You know what it is I bet you his job is to dress as a clown driving an ice cream truck. That's fucking scary. Okay, I don't like ice cream trucks. I don't like them. I don't trust them when they're making their music, their happy music to lure you in so you can have some of their frozen products like this prostitute on ice. I don't trust them. Okay? I don't. They're freaky. Every time I hear one, I run in the house. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, biggest clown club. I thought that I would be the president of the biggest clown club with the Joker picture.
Crickets. I'm putting crickets out there.
I'm calling the police, Josh, because you're obviously on drugs.
Josh, are you Jewish? Have you ever been Jewish?
What is this, McCarthy hearings?
I'm just helping John to, root out the clown Jews that are trying to.
Has Stormfront Radio taken over again?
I think so.
But quick, let's change subjects then.
All right. Well, I just don't understand how they can be offended by this. It's American Horror Freak Show. They knew this was going to come out.
Right.
I don't understand.
And why didn't they complain about this before the premiere instead of after when it opened to record numbers for the series?
A bunch of clowns. I tell you.
Because they knew that bitching afterwards would get them more press.
Yeah,
of course they did.
That somehow they could make money off attention from the internet.
Yup.
Who doesn't?
It's so much easier for some people than it is for others.
No, I have a
Some
webcam.
people are just a bunch of clowns, I guess.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why would you go there?
Carlos.
Sorry. That was me snorting. Not snorting cocaine. I'm just saying never mind. Forget it. Moving from one clown to another, to Voldemort or Rick Scott.
Yes. Okay.
Fangate.
So, in Florida, there is a gubernatorial race going on right now. The two main candidates are Rick Scott for Republicans and Charlie Crist for Democrats, who had previously been
A Republican.
governor of Florida under the Republican side.
Yeah, when he was closeted gay, and now that he's pushing, I guess, as a Democrat to win back, maybe he'll come out finally. I don't know.
I highly doubt it.
I highly doubt it too, but it'd be nice, for someone
He's
to find.
so far in the closet, his best friend is Mr. Tumnus.
And for those of you who don't get the Narnia reference, you need a life. Oh, he's got his little lady pin. Aw, how cute. Chris has a fawn. Fawning over him. I actually have the 1 minute video from the race. From the air that hang on.
No. We can't do the audio yet.
Okay.
But basically what happened is there was a debate for the governor's race in Florida, and Charlie Crist was out there at the podium.
This was Wednesday night.
Yeah, and he had a fan on the fucking Florida. It's hot.
90 degrees. He's inside an auditorium in front of heavy lights in a suit.
Right. So, and he's covered in makeup. So he doesn't want that melting. Obviously.
All of a sudden you just see him in the clown
you see the bronzer just dripping off of his face.
The fake the orange tan spray that they gave Chris. Yeah.
He ends up looking like a monster.
I know. I would be your governor.
Like fucking Darkman at the end of when the time is up, the face just starts dripping off.
Dripping off, yeah. All of a sudden it's Chris of the Opera. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na.
So yeah, he's got a fan pointed up at him, and I guess in the details or in the rules for the debate, it said no electronics,
no electronic devices.
Right. So Rick Scott threw a fit and said that he wasn't going to come out on stage because he had a fan and that was an electronic.
Right. He wouldn't. As a matter of fact, the moderator came out and said, "We have an unusual situation. Rick Scott refuses to come out because the rules that were given to us said no electronic devices."
Right.
And Charlie Crist has a fan pointed up at him.
Mm-hmm.
And he held up the debate for
8 minutes.
About 8 minutes. Yeah, 8 minutes he held up the debate and he finally came out. Now later they retracted and his camp came out and said, "Oh no, he didn't know he was in the building."
That was hilarious.
And then I was like, "Don't let the guy with the loud microphone fool you." You know, he is not in the building. You know, I mean, come on, really? They are here. He is not. Oh, here comes the governor, Charlie Crist. But the other one won't come out. You know? I didn't know he was here.
It's ridiculous.
I'm like, really? Like, nobody will ever remember anything else but that. Fangate. You know?
There's been so much being passed around. Like, I'm a fan of Charlie Crist.
I'm a fan of Charlie Crist. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. At least no one's saying I want to blow Charlie Crist. But, with the whole fan thing.
Yeah. No, those are the texts that he's getting.
I know. I want to blow you. I'll be your fan.
Oh, broom closet.
I want to know how
I bet you Charlie Crist knows where all the glory holes in the state of Florida are.
Of course he does. Remember that one senator who kept playing tap dance who was caught?
Oh, fucking wow. What's his name in Jersey?
Yeah, in Jersey.
McGreevy.
Yeah, McGreevy.
Fucking McGreevy.
He was doing like Morse code with his foot.
No. That guy. No, there was also the senator of New Jersey that got
that's right. Yes, I remember that.
He got caught in a glory hole.
Yeah, the glory hole. Yep.
And he had to come out like on national television.
I know.
And his wife is just standing there next to him while he's coming out on national television.
I'm coming out because I came in the glory hole.
This is awkward.
I wanted, like, Washington, D.C., next to the Vatican, is probably the gayest place on earth. Like, of how many people are walking around just so far up the wazoo closet. I can't imagine.
You know, speaking about things we were talking about last week with Christianity.
Yeah.
You know what I found? A treasure trove of Bob Larson audio.
Really?
All of his Glenn Benton debates.
Oh.
His stuff with his debates with this lead singer of a anti-Christian band that had like a upside down cross scarred into his forehead.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember. He debated him live on the radio show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
A few of the exorcism audios.
I remember one
where
it was a middle-aged lady, and she went from talking to all of a sudden like this when she was possessed for some reason. And I remember getting his letters. I don't know if I still have them in my garage or not, but I remember getting his letters about how he was traveling and needed money to keep doing exorcisms.
Yeah.
And his life was being threatened by Satanists.
You know the funniest fucking thing? He did an article where they had him travel with Slayer.
Really?
For a little while. And the whole article was about how shocked he was at how normal these people were, and how it was dawning on him that it's a fucking act.
Well, I mean, okay, Bob isn't one to talk since A, he cheated on his wife several times. B, he beat her a few times.
Oh, did he?
Yes. And C,
why does that not surprise me?
And C, he was very vicious to the women under his ministry who would not sleep with him.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, yes, compared to him, they might be normal.
Looking motherfucker, have you seen him?
Yeah, but he's a minion of God. How can you deny that?
I'm picturing now Bob Larson as a minion,
all right.
As a minion, like with minion talk to guy going, like I'm just picturing a little ginger-haired minion.
I forgot, like my little brain when I was listening to it must have like zoned out all of the advertisement that he did and just like remembered all the cool stuff, because he was a fucking pitch man.
Oh yeah.
Every 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I need heroes here. I need this money right here to stop the forces of evil.
Well, at least he didn't do what Oral Roberts did and
doing
Carmen did recently. Because remember we were talking about last week about Carmen. Yeah. But I remembered Oral Roberts was one of the first ones to pull that back in the 88 or 89. Oral Roberts was don't give me, I forgot how much, I think it was $5 million or something like that. If I don't get $5 million, God said he's going to take me home. And it was one of the biggest what the fuck scandals ever.
That's like, brilliant.
If you don't do it, God will take me home. And no, Oral, really, we'll give you the money. Stay a little longer with your long ears and weird face. So yeah, it was just one of those that was weird. But
Oh, in more Florida government news, the gay marriage ban was overturned today.
that the judge removed his stay, is from what I understand.
Oh,
What?
I gotta look. Hang on.
I don't speak judge. What does that mean?
Okay, well, the whole thing about Florida same-sex marriage repeal was that already there were a few judges across the state that had said it was unconstitutional for the for Amendment 2 to be in place. Hillsborough County, as a matter of fact, is the first county to allow domestic same-sex registration if you live there. Well, the Tallahassee court said that it's unconstitutional. Pam Bondi, our wonderful twice divorced attorney general, I think she's 3 times divorced, I don't know, who's for traditional marriage, quote unquote, said that she appealed it. She appealed the decision, said we need to hear from the Supreme Court. Supreme Court made a ruling saying we're not going to listen to anybody. It's between all y'all. Okay? Y'all figure this out. We already spoke our shit. Y'all figure this out. So by the Supreme Court not hearing that, many of the states already welcome, and it's going up to 30 now. I think 30 states in the union now are accepting some sort of gay marriage. Florida, we're like, what the fuck? Where is Florida in all of this?
Right.
The Supreme Court said they wouldn't hear it. Pam Bondi's already appealed it, and she's like, no, okay, we're going to wait for the Tallahassee Supreme Court to say it. Motherfucker, they just said no, and you said you put the appeal in. So now we're waiting to hear back from the judge, Judge Hinckley, to see if he removes his stay to allow Florida to have same-sex marriage here in the state.
okay.
So that's what I got to figure. So until I find that.
Okay. Then let's move on to the topic that seems to never go away from our show, GamerGate.
GamerGate.
I just like
We might as well have like a Fox News intro for it, like lasers and GamerGate.
I was just saying with that one guy, I just like how because that one guy is just this old, I don't like it when dicks touch. I don't think they should be married. And all of it's held up because he's like, oh yeah, that thing, yeah, whatever. They haven't caught up to that part yet. Thanks, government. Working out real well.
So, GamerGate. We're waiting for him to look up the other thing.
Aha! I found it.
Okay,
Yay!
never mind.
Y'all don't wait for me. No, okay, so apparently October 24th is the deadline for Florida to respond to requests by the American Civil Liberties Union for Judge Hinkle to lift his stay on same-sex marriage in order for same-sex marriage to occur in the state.
Okay.
Now, so that's what everyone's waiting on. They filed last Tuesday to have it lifted, and they have until next Friday to do that. So once the stay is lifted, then that's it. Once the stay is lifted, the only reason it didn't go through, like I said, was because of Bondi's appeal. But since SCOTUS shot her down, was like, fuck you, bitch. All the judge has to do is say, all right, I lift the stay, and that's it. And I can finally get married. After 15 and something years, I can finally get married.
That's going to be the best wedding ever.
It's going to be a big wedding. It's
You
the
gonna
wedding
have
of the century.
You got an open bar?
Well, I mean, really, though, it's not like you can't get married now, just officially, because who's going to stop you? You're going to have, like, a big party and call it a wedding, and someone's going to march in and be like, you can't do this here.
I can have the ceremony, but that doesn't mean I'm married.
Yeah, you just don't get the license.
I want the license.
Yeah, that can come later.
He wants that paper.
I want that. Listen, my immigrant family came over from down south, so I could have the right to be fucked in the ass and have my man marry me. You understand me? Thank you.
Sometimes you act so American, I forget you're really a beaner.
I know, I really am. I really am. When my brother graduated from school, I wanted to go over to Texas and hold up a sign saying, pick an orange, donate to the Beaner College Fund. No, it's true. If you want to donate to the Beaner College Fund, I mean, the Negro College Fund's around. Why can't the Beaners have their own? Seriously, the Negroes get all the good shit. It's so good.
Instead of sending you a check, they send you bags of oranges. You have to go sell them.
Right now, the closest thing that Mexicans have to anything good is when the cops have the bean bags and the guns, you know, and they shoot them. It's like, hey, frijoles, go get them, you know, like free beans. That's it. But I mean, the blacks have it so good they get to complain about a cosplayer with blackface.
Yes.
Does anyone really take that seriously though? Like, what is BuzzFeed?
She was banned from New York Comic Con for life.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Actually, I agree with them.
Wait, banned from New York Comic Con?
New York Comic Con.
Okay, well, so nothing of value was lost.
This girl decided to do a Michonne cosplay from Walking Dead, and decided to go full blackface. Now, I have seen other Michonne cosplays with white girls doing it, not going blackface, and it looked just as good. You could tell who it was. And I don't think it was done out of malice. I just think it was done out of ignorance.
I don't know. It's weird with cosplay because it's one of those where if somebody does cosplay with like any character, like let's say they do an Avatar character who's blue, or let's say you have
Yeah, but that's a different one. That's a different thing. There hasn't been a fucking market for dressing up as a blue person to degrade blue people.
Well, let's put this in another perspective then. Where
all right, Gargamel Defense Force.
I know, right? Here's my thing. All right. A lot of people
dressed up with blue, just
I know.
red around the lips. And, la 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 la.
Looking like a US 1 Smurf prostitute. Listen, okay. Here's my thing, all right? When the movie White Chicks came out and you had black actors dressed up as white women, all right, in makeup. Or Eddie Murphy. He did a white person a couple times, actually. I mean, there are a lot of examples of African Americans portraying white
I don't
actors.
think that's good either.
But it happens. It's part of acting. You play the part.
But that's not acting though. That's not. You don't. That's the same as like the people, the frats that have the Mexican parties and the gangster parties.
Oh, they can have whatever the shit they want. I don't care.
It's bullshit.
You know, I mean, okay, let's put this in another perspective. You have Japanese cosplayers who try their best to break away from the homogenizing culture with, you know, the bleached face and the long black hair to look more anime-ish or even more Western. Some of them even get surgery to look more Western.
Yeah, and some people have donut foreheads.
Oh, let's not even get to that. But anyway, so they're weird over there. It's an island. What are you going to do? Anyway, so they try to look as Western as they can. They portray a lot of characters, just like a lot of Americans. A lot of them in cosplay portray Asian characters, or try their best to. I don't understand what the problem is. I really do not. It's cosplay.
What do you think? Somebody wants to add something, dude. Should we allow?
It's
Sure,
yeah.
Kelsey, my friend Kelsey is here. Kelsey, what would you like to add?
What you're talking about is assimilation, when somebody takes on the characteristics of another race, so that they can feel like it portrays more of a beautiful stature, or it helps them incorporate into society. That's where the problem is. Just saying. Meaning somebody has to take on the characteristics of somebody else to fit in, or they feel the need to do so. Especially when you're talking about with the Japanese culture. It's pretty much being disgusted with yourself and then having to change yourself to adapt to society, which is wrong.
Not really.
Yes.
No, not really. No. It's been a lot of Japanese have, since the end of World War II, have tried to change their looks to look more Western, just because that's...
Since the end of World War II, where they were defeated, and then they have to submit to the United States.
No, I understand that. But I'm saying on their own accord, even before, they were adopting a lot of Western dress, Western style. That's just...
Well,
and even them
cultures happens with the
yeah.
shortening.
But we're talking about cosplay. We're talking about taking up a character. And I don't see what the problem is with somebody choosing to put makeup on, no matter what the race.
Because blackface is not right ever.
You said cosmetic surgery, and blackface
no,
is
I didn't
done
say
for
cosmetics.
completely different reasons.
I didn't say cosmetic surgery.
Earlier, you were talking about how they get cosmetic surgery.
It's still.
Western.
I'm not sure.
No, that's not what I said. I didn't say cosmetic surgery. What I said was they try to look more. a lot of Asians who try to break away from the culture to cosplay Western characters will dye their hair.
There's nothing wrong with dyeing hair.
Well, no, I'm saying is what I'm saying is that they will also stop using makeup.
Yeah, I also thought you would make cosmetics.
No, not cosmetic surgery. No. In Japan, a lot of the makeup that's there, a lot of the beauty products.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, have parts of bleach because
there's a
uniform.
Aspect, yeah.
There's a uniform way that the culture looks.
They value white skin higher. There are some places in China where if you are white, you can get a job just being a white person.
Oh yeah.
Like getting invited, like you're like fucking Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
You get invited to parties just to be at the party because you're the white guy.
So you're saying as I would do well in Japan.
You would do very well. China. You would do very well in China.
Well, plus because you're very hairy, and that's something they really don't have of a lot over there. Except for the pubes. But maybe a whistle on the face. So
what Lewis is saying is China needs bears.
What?
China needs bears.
China needs bears.
You need to lead the charge, John.
Ever since John Connery had the hairy body that he was bathed in with the geishas, they haven't had any since.
I do idolize the glorious red bear.
That is Russia.
They're allies now. They're one and the same.
Russia?
Yeah, who do you think's getting all that oil they found? Why do you think gas prices are dropping? Too?
Yeah, I saw $2.99 gas a gallon in Orlando.
Nothing. That means nothing. I'm waiting for it to go back down to $1. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll know gas is going down.
It's dropped down.
Gas goes down to $1. Road trip. Jesus.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, it's dropped down to about $2.70 in some states. People are saying that it's because people are dumping their shares to lower the price so Russia can't get as much off their fund.
Did you want to add more, Kelsey?
No.
Okay. All right. You okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. You just look frustrated.
Okay. Now with cosplay, I think there's an exception to the rule.
I don't think so.
I don't know. She just really wanted to do the character well. She just didn't want people to look at her as some white girl with dreads and not know. They were like, all right, well, I got to go the extra step.
You're doing cosplay.
Because let's say if I did Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon, and one day I will, I'm doing blackface for it.
Oh my gosh, I will disown you if you do.
He's getting too old for this shit.
To add one thing about Japanese people taking on white characteristics, people do get surgery to widen their eyes. So that's definitely.
And I'm aware of that.
That definitely says a lot about how our society is structured. That's all I'm saying.
No. I understand. I mean, people get surgeries all the time. I mean, look at the plastic surgery addiction in California. Which I think is barbaric. But anyway, in this instance for cosplay, bringing it back to the subject at hand, cosplay, she was. I don't see what's the problem. She wasn't being racist.
Like you said, it was ignorant.
No, I don't think she was being racist. That's the thing.
I don't think it deserved the backlash it had. I don't
think there was any kind of
malice. The accusation to her was that she was being banned because she was being racist.
I think that it is that it was inadvertent. I don't think there was any kind of malice involved in that.
No, I don't think so either.
It would deserve an approach. Like if someone up to her, like, hey, what inspired you to do this? Like, oh, I just felt it really completed it and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, okay, well, whatever. It's fine. When I walked up to her and like, hey, why are you blackface? Because black people are crazy. That's the guy that you got to ban from the Comic-Con.
Well, and the other part, too, is that there's a lot of makeups out there where even very dark black women will put makeup on to lighten their skin.
I think the reason that they banned her is to send a very harsh message. Mm-hmm. Don't do that shit at this con.
Say what? Say that last part.
I think that they banned her to send a very harsh message. Don't do that shit at this con.
Yeah, I think that was stupid.
I don't think so.
My skin is just too thick to understand why it would be offensive.
I don't understand why it's offensive. I don't.
Like
because you're not black.
You can dress up as white. You can dress.
It
doesn't matter. You can dress up exactly like me and make fun of me directly. I'm just gonna be like, that's not bad, I guess.
I don't understand. It's
like you're not doing it well enough. I can help you.
Because it wasn't done for years and years.
So what? So it's not done for years. That doesn't mean she can't do it.
There's a history of it.
Oh please.
There's a history of it.
Of what? Like, are you talking about Hollywood original blackface?
Yeah, but
we're not
blackface.
It's not the same thing. This is a cosplay. It's the 21st century.
No.
We're not talking about back in the 30s when blacks were under Jim Crow.
No. Oh, you know. Oh,
No. Oh, damn it. Okay, I'll add this. I forget what I was thinking about this.
she was. I'm sorry. The mistress was pointing at you. If you don't have anything, it's okay.
No, I forget. But it was something. Oh yeah, black women tend to let leave skin because it's considered more sexually attractive to be white. Isn't that? Don't you see where the problem lies
But
there?
I can't make that generalization for every black woman, and I wouldn't. I can only surmise what maybe one or two might do, but I wouldn't speak for everybody. But what I would say in this specific instance is, all I know is that this woman wanted to portray a character. She wanted to be true to the character.
You switched subjects at some point. You said something along the lines of that black women, not somebody portraying a character, but a black woman would try to make her skin look lighter.
Right.
Not portraying a character.
Yeah.
Just going about her day.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She'll try to portray
Don't
her
you
skin
see the
lighter.
problem with that?
That's up to that individual. That's not something for me to judge. And why she does it is her own motivation.
Why she does it is the problem. The fact that she doesn't isn't her problem. It's society.
But I don't know why she's doing it.
Well, the thing is,
I can't judge.
Society is different per like demographic area. I mean, where is she getting her information on who people find attractive? You know, from like what is she looking at for her sources on that?
I can't look at this woman
Our
like
culture. It's ingrained. It's something that gets pounded in.
But that's such a general. But
no,
that's such a generalization. I mean, that's what I'm hearing from you is that if you see a black woman with lighter skin makeup, you're automatically assuming that she must be doing it because she feels bad about herself, because she has to feel like she's looking.
I'm saying that our culture says it's better to be white, and black men have this perception of being more attracted to lighter skinned women. The darker someone is, the less attractive they're considered by the society. I'm just telling you.
I'm just telling you too that's right. But you can't.
I'm not saying
you can't transfer your personal experience and generalize it for everybody.
I'm not projecting.
Yeah, you are. I grew up in a black church where people were very much attracted to anybody who was in there, and I grew up in a dark area. I'm not understanding.
I get where you're coming from. Just what do you mean by our culture?
What it promotes. It promotes.
Well, right, but there's different aspects. Like there's different aspects that make up every culture. Like which part exactly would you say is responsible for this?
Television.
So mostly
Have you seen
media.
The ads that get put out?
I mean, I watch a lot of TV, Josh. I mean, I don't find any one race more attractive than the other. I've been exposed to it since I was a kid.
It doesn't matter which. It's not you. It's what's being promoted.
The thing is, I don't know anyone else that's like that either.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand. There's a difference between
like the people I find like that are rare. That like that one specific. Like I want me some white girls. They're always very unintelligent as well.
I'm not. This is the one part I'm not understanding.
Name one really dark skin, famous black person. Really dark skin that has
Sidney Poitier.
All right.
Denzel Washington. Whoopi Goldberg.
That's different, though.
No, you said name one dark-skinned person who's famous. I'm telling you who these people are who are famous.
Whoopi Goldberg. That's the one I thought of, but that's the one I was hoping you were going to say. Now, do you think somebody like her would be in a video with, I don't know, like Rihanna or something like that? Whenever it's a someone who's
you mean trash
sexually,
media? Okay,
wait.
Sexually, it's everything. It blends.
No. Whoopi Goldberg was dating Ted Danson, who was a white person back in the 90s,
and who did blackface.
Who did? Yeah. So I'm not understanding what your point is. All I hear are generalizations.
It's not a generalization. If you paid attention,
I am.
You'll see that lighter skin and white women are promoted as being more attractive.
I'm sorry, I don't see that.
The more I'm telling you.
You can tell me, but I'm not convinced.
Well, hang on. I do want to throw this.
No.
You do know that.
I believe it.
You do know that fashion magazines Photoshop lighten skin of black women.
Yeah.
No, I understand that happens, but that doesn't mean that every single person.
We're not saying every single person, but just because not every single person doesn't mean there's not a trend. Okay, all right. The mistress wants in.
Lewis is all about Occam's big paisley tie. You guys are familiar with Occam's razor?
Yes, I am. I know about
the theory that the cinema
Yeah.
solution is the
It's
right one.
the first one you should go to.
Lewis is all about Occam's big Paisley tie, where you have like all these patterns moving and touching in different ways, and he's trying to like finagle and find any other explanation but the obvious one.
Mm-hmm.
Which
that
is
we're
what?
have a racist society.
No. Wait,
any
that's
other explanations?
no. What
Can't
I'm
possibly settle on that.
no. What I am saying, I never said that we did not have a racist infused majority society. That I never said. What I said was, you're pointing
Who does the
out.
majority dictate?
What you were pointing out
The direction
was
of
that
society?
if somebody puts on light makeup, this is what it came down to. If a black woman puts on light makeup, you are assuming that her motivation must always be that it's because
Have you
You're not recognizing
Wait a
the
s-
groups of people. Do you not?
The-
Do you think the
the
sociology is
collective,
not a thing?
the collective has an impact on the individual actions.
that is not true.
Period.
This is
No,
my
yes, it
favorite.
is.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
my favorite.
Until you can give me sources and citations to back up your
Jesus
your
Christ. My phone is
hypotheses.
dead.
I'm sorry. There are
So
demographics.
I lost
You
my
can send him
collective
any-
fucking
You
brain.
No.
can send him anything.
There
It
are
doesn't matter.
there
He's
are
got his
I
own.
have grown up in a multicultural atmosphere.
This is my fucking
I was in-
favorite.
I was in Miami. I grew up in a Latino home. I went to a majority Jewish high school.
You can say there's no racism here.
school?
I'm
I
close.
never
so
said-
you're
no, 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 no.
indoctrinated into
He's a
the
racist
white
No.
society that
Fonzie.
accepted you as one of their own.
No, I never said that. No, I never said that. What I said
So your
was
perspective is skewed.
no, it's not actually.
He's like the cool chick who doesn't believe in misogyny. You can slap me on, yes, guys, I love it.
No, that's not what I said either. What I'm saying is I'm not comprehending your generalizations. Because something is advertised must mean that everybody has to abide by that, and that's not true.
That's not what they're saying.
That's
though.
exactly what she said.
No, see,
I'm
I
saying that what the collective pushes, what we push in our media, what the majority of people can believe. I'm not going to go out and make a poll to figure this out, but if you gave me sufficient time, I'm sure I could find one that defends my argument.
Well, then,
That being said,
right? Go ahead.
the collective has an impact on the actions of the individual because it is the collective that says what you need to be to fit into society so that you can have control over your own environment.
But that's ignored compared. It depends on the demographic. It depends
Yes,
on the demographic.
demographics play a role, and each demographic has their own things that the collective of that demographic pushes on the individual.
No,
Yes.
no.
I'm not saying what an individual is thinking. I am just
Well, you
saying,
did earlier.
No, I'm not.
You did earlier.
She did not even once.
Yes, you did.
That is, you're such a gaslighter.
No.
No, she didn't. No,
Yes,
she didn't,
yes,
Lewis.
she did.
No, she
Yes,
didn't.
you did.
Lewis.
When you were trying to tell me that the reason somebody puts on lighter makeup
There's
is
a
because
reason people do that, not the reason a person does that. Learn the difference.
no, that's
You're
what
the
she
only
said.
one who's hearing that, Lewis.
No,
I
I'm
know.
Why
not.
isn't
Later.
Lauren here to explain this to you? Because apparently you can't understand when other people talk.
I understand what you guys are saying perfectly, but
Hang on, Joey wants to tag in here real quick.
Hi. Yeah. So
We are just all over. I'm loving this
Yeah,
tonight. This
we're
is
all over.
fucking great.
there's quite a bit of generalization, misunderstanding, and now attack. And the complete point of the original argument.
Can you come in, get in a little closer?
Sorry. That better?
Yeah, that's much better. Thank you.
Complete point of the argument has completely been lost. So let me break down some things, and I'll start with Lewis, since I've known him pretty much half my life. A lot of things here. First off, a lot of what he's saying is based off and being bounced off of what's going on. So just to give some background here that is going to obviously need to be explained.
Actually, I think I can sum this up. I think I got it.
Go for it.
Basically, the kind of media you're talking about is what I like to call the service sector industry, because that's the majority. You know that it's the kind of people that people like me or Lewis would shut out of our lives because they are just they're toxic. They get so ingrained with this media. But just I know you'll want to yell at me because I'm not explaining this right, but
let him finish because I have to process one thing at a time.
I'll lose this. I'm sorry. But that stuff, that's the stuff kids grow up with, that kind of media, that kind of culture. Even though not everyone does it, like it's everywhere. It's in McDonald's ads, it's in commercials for their favorite toys, for everything they want. Those actors, that music, that stuff. It's blasted at them. They grow up with it. It's the stuff that creates the new generations, the new cultures. So it really ingrains that into their head. So I believe that it could be possible that they're doing something like that.
Lewis, can I have those clips?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me. I heard this clip today at some point.
You'll get it to me.
No, was it here? I listened to this here. We watched something about Miss America, and there's Miss USA, and apparently Donald Trump is ahead of over that, right? Like
his head of Miss USA, yeah.
All right. So basically, what happens? What he said here was to this girl, just like, oh, how'd you get your job? And it's something to the effect, well, you're beautiful. Of course, you have a good job.
Right, yeah, and that is a very common misconception. Yeah,
that's a part, like that is definitely a part of our society, and it can't be ignored if you ever want to do anything to fix it.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead, Joey.
So, okay.
You gotta flick it quicker. Hang on. Yeah, instructing the mistress on how to light a cigarette.
I'm not good at it.
Okay, go ahead.
So, going back to what I was starting off with saying earlier, to give an understanding of where Lewis is coming from and what he's saying. Okay, number one, he is definitely basing it on his own personal perception and growing up atmosphere that I was well aware of because I was present for. So given that understanding, giving a little more background to what he's talking about, I know from his perspective what he's talking about. And just like what you were saying, John, it's basically along the lines of what he's basing a lot of what he's saying right now. The generalizations that are made depending on demographic, he is not making. Mm-hmm. That's where he's trying to come from. So when anything is being said along the lines of this is how society portrays it, Lewis doesn't look at things that way. And it's something that I learned over time to try my best not to look at things that way. So it's harder for him, especially now, for different reasons that I don't really think need to get brought up and anything. But the basic gist of it is he has a harder time understanding such a broad generalization because he looks at it as that's too broad, that's too hard for me to be able to say this is how society does this, because society breaks down in so many different facets depending on demographic, and not just demographic. You can flip and see all these skewed portrayals, which I agree with what you were saying earlier.
Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, it's Kelsey.
Kelsey. I almost called you Casey, so I didn't want to do that. I'm sorry, Kelsey. As far as, yes, there is a definite demographic, societal portrayal that is, this is how you should be, but there are so many facets of that. It's like looking at a diamond. It's all part of the same whole. Everyone's saying, well, this is what you should be, according to this, whether it's cultural, to fit into this particular societal whole. And I think that's where Lewis is trying to explain his point of view on. There are so many facets of demographics and this is how you should be, that to make an overgeneralized presentation of that is harder for him to understand. So when he's breaking it down to that, that's what's going on. And that's why it's causing the argument and confusion. And it's very easy for him to take snippets of what you're saying and run with that, because it definitely causes a misunderstanding.
Especially when the demographics I grew up in cared nothing for what the media was portraying. Nothing. They cared nothing for it at all. So that's why I'm trying to understand. Like, it may be there on the billboard, it may be on TV, but
when you're hit with thousands of subliminal messages a day, it's bound to affect you.
I understand, but but you have to understand that the people I grew up with, the areas I grew up in, they ignored that.
Did they ever watch television?
They were actually chose to turn that off. They chose to ignore that because they said this is false.
Exactly.
This is real. And that's why I'm having a really difficult time, because they knew and they instilled in their children do not watch this, do not pay attention to this because this is not real. This is fantasy. And that's the values that they grew up with. My culture, the Hispanic culture, refuses to try and go into that because I mean you'll see often where many when I went to the majority white Jewish high school that I went to, it was a culture shock for me to listen to teenage girls obsess about their looks. It was a culture shock because neither mine nor the other culture that I was a part of, the African American culture, nobody there. I mean, if you were big, skinny, whatever, I mean, it that's just who you were, and it didn't matter. And then all of a sudden to go to high school, I'm like, why? This was my generalization at the time, which is not always true, but at the time, this is what it was. I said, why are white girls the only people I know that obsess over their bodies? That was something I grew up with. I only thought it was white people. I thought it was only white people who grew up with that. It took me years later to figure out that, you know, it does bleed into some other sectors depending on the area. But at the time I was growing up, I was like, this is so weird that only white girls would.
Making an association because you've only seen white girls.
That's exactly right. That's exactly.
Anyone else do it? So you were thinking causation equals correlation.
Well, that's again. I was young. I was a teenager. That's what I was exposed to. Now, as I've grown up,
what I had to state earlier, I really. It's irrefutable. Like, you can't say that it doesn't influence everybody on some level, and some people more than others. And the majority,
right. Now imagine this. Imagine a huge city like New York, and the only things you can do that involve going outside cost money. Money that you don't have.
Yeah.
So now you have this entire huge city population.
Well, Manhattan.
Yeah.
Let not all New York City.
Well,
all New York City, or all New York.
You have a lot of New York in general, like, and just all over the world, places like this, you know, metropolis-sized cities where people choose to stay in and watch this media that we're like, oh, what is this
slums? Crap? Slums where people have nothing else to do but a box that they sit inside, they huddle around a television.
And that's
but that's also assuming that that's all they do, okay? And it's not true. There's a lot of, I mean, we can't say. We can't speak and say, well, you're in New York, you have nothing else to do but sit in front of your television. That's.
But the thing is, it's not just a television anymore. It's like all.
No. I understand. No, I know we have the media everywhere, but even with the presentation, from our perspective, it looks like that because that's what we are inundated with. But that is not to, and we pay attention. But that's not to say that somebody else will. Just because you have all that media doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to absorb that data.
No,
because not everybody does.
It does not necessarily mean that. You are correct. It does not necessarily mean that.
It is still proven that a large amount give into it simply by the fact of the amount of traction and the amount of publicity that these things get.
Well, yeah, of course it's going to get publicity because look at the places that these people advertise. Look at the celebrities. Look at the people who come. I mean, they're basically schooled to say this is what it looks like, which is why people like Whoopi Goldberg had a hard time because they basically desexualized her.
Let me ask you a question, okay?
Didn't you just prove my point by making that statement?
No.
Yes.
No.
Let me ask you a question, okay? So when you got to college or when you got to high school and you found the white girls doing that, and you learned things about another race like that, you learned, and it eventually took you a while to realize those things. Don't you think you could possibly, in this case, still not be fully realized, still not know everything, and you could possibly be wrong about this, about society possibly, yes, sending out that message to girls of African American.
I'm not denying that. What I'm denying is the fact that everybody pays attention to it.
Nobody has once said everybody pays attention to it.
She did.
No, nobody has once said everybody.
She just said the majority. We're arguing that it's about a 70-30 split.
Well, no,
she also said that it affects you on some level.
Which is what I am refuting. It does not affect any individual on some level if you are not absorbing that data.
Never underestimate the power of association.
Yeah, but do you have to deal with it? Are you forced to ignore this stuff?
One person at a time.
It has an impact on your subconscious. And your
not if you're not absorbing it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you
avoid it,
yes, you can.
That's the subconscious.
Go live in it wrong.
No, you can avoid it. I have grown up in atmospheres where it has been avoided. You asked me earlier.
You can't explain that to someone. There's no way to explain.
Just because.
No. Wait a second. One at a time.
All right.
I think you're right, John. I think right now, this entire
Actually, I'm sorry. You can explain it to someone, but no one here has LSD.
right. Well, even, you know what? You just
I
brought up a
wish.
wonderful point.
Wow, we
LSD,
need to get some of that for on air.
because we could all be on LSD right now, but it's all powers of perception and experience, and there's absolutely nothing anyone here right now can say that can refute everyone else's perception and experience.
Can I ask you a question, Lewis?
Of course.
You guys didn't watch television or anything like that.
Or if we did, we still ignored what the media was portraying.
Were there any trends within your group?
No.
Ever. There were never any trends. Yo-yos, hats worn a certain
I
way.
love yo-yos. I was a yo-yo champ.
There were never any trends.
I can attest to one thing that I guess going to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And the only trends, given the particular group, the church that Lewis grew up with in, that I joined years after, but either way, the only trends they followed were of the pastor and the family, because the church was run by basically the family.
Mm-hmm.
So their perception was skewed by their portrayals of their elders.
There we
There
go.
we go. Yes.
So what you're saying is you were saved from corruption by Christianity.
So the majority, no. The majority influence was the authority figures you were
Was the
talking
authority
about. So if they had
figures
complete control over it, they
It's a
were the
mu-
majority that was subliminally.
What you
pushing people into a direction.
had in your church, following the example of the pastor,
Right.
is a microcosm of what happens globally.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
No. I understand that. What I
Okay.
was refuting was her point of advertisements affecting everybody.
All
Okay.
right, let me tell you about some psychological research they did back. You remember the Budweiser? How old are you? Do you remember the Budweiser commercials?
The
do.
frog.
When I was a little kid with the little froggies.
Yes.
You know what? That influences what somebody will purchase. They spend a lot of money on doing that.
No, I know
and
that.
producing
I know
those
advertisements work,
because
yes.
why? Because why? People, when they went to buy something, within the first 8 seconds, they would make that frog association with that freaking beer,
Right.
and they would purchase the beer.
Right, but the
They were
demographic.
unaware of it.
Right, I understand that, but the demographic I grew up in
Right.
ignored that.
Right.
You're missing the
Okay.
point.
That's what
All
I'm
right.
trying to say.
All
They
right,
had their
Lewis.
own
Yeah.
demographic.
But your point
They weren't a
earlier,
subgroup of a grade.
Yeah.
but
okay.
but your point earlier wasn't a completely
Okay,
different.
No,
here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. Okay, let's rescind anything that you may have heard.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is saying it will necessarily affect everybody.
We're just saying
Right.
your demographic and people like you is a small part of the whole thing.
I don't even think that's true.
And just because they haven't experienced one particular form of racism or whatever doesn't mean that they haven't experienced it in other ways.
Okay.
If they weren't exposed to a certain type of advertising, they were probably exposed to it somewhere else. It's very prevalent in our society.
No, I understand that. What, again, my refutation is on the specifics that Kelsey was bringing up, where it was her examples were set. And
I know
those-
you didn't say everybody, Kelsey. I
Yeah,
know
we
you
all
didn't.
know
Or that was never implied at any point.
No, it was. It was.
I'm sorry if you heard that, Lewis.
well,
I'm
you don't have to
sorry if you
apologize. It
implied
was
that.
her statement.
I'm sorry if you implied that, but that's not what was said at all.
Okay, well, that's.
I'm sorry if you
I was
implied
trying
that.
to tell her that's what I was hearing, and the
Inferred
point,
whatever.
yeah, the point was not being retracted. That's not what I heard at all by her. So that's why I was trying to understand.
If
Are you
only
just
we
trying
had
to
this
find
conversation
loopholes in the
recorded or
verbal?
something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Are you just trying to find loopholes in the verbal?
Yep.
Like a lawyer?
Yeah, that's-
Welcome to Lewis.
No, I'm trying to understand what you're saying, but when you speak in generalizations, it's not going to make sense to me.
I don't know.
Our
what it
first
is.
hour went by fucking fast.
Yeah.
It's good. I like him. He breaks down what you say. It makes you really think about what you want to say next.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. It's just like I said, the original points were one thing, and I couldn't get away from it because that's all the foundation was what
Okay.
this whole argument was about.
Okay. Well,
Let's all agree that you're wrong.
You can agree that I'm wrong. That's fine. I don't really give a shit, but I'm just trying to understand your point. As soon as I can understand your point, then
And now that you know the existence of it, you can look for it yourself.
plant one seed.
Of seeing, the people's opinions and how it's swayed by media around you.
No, I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
I know that.
And how often
Yeah.
you see it.
No, I know that. I'm aware of that. I am.
But that's what we're trying to.
I totally understand what you meant by saying the seed, because at least now he's got to think about it at some point, and
Right.
it may, when it dawns on him, alter his perspective.
Not really. I'm not gonna think
No,
about
not
it.
really.
No.
I don't know. And that statement,
I love you, Joey.
But it's not gonna be because on purpose. I'm
No.
probably gonna forget about it.
actually, you just proved this point by making a generalization on the hour that you've known him.
Yeah.
The part of it here that's being lost, and again, it goes into to having a little more perspective on where Lewis is coming from, on the statements that he's making, and it comes down to the simple fact, which is this: he will, once he breaks everything down that was said, which once that gets understood, come back and say, okay, this was this and that was that. The problem here is he's still stuck on what you said originally, whether he misheard it, whether he misunderstood it, which is all very likely possible, one way or another. Until that gets processed, everything else is not going to make sense. So all of that bombardment that happened all gets dealt with little by little. I honestly can't even remember what you originally said, and I'm glad this was recorded, because I'd have to look back on it, which I will, because it was a great conversation either way so far. But to go back to what you originally said,
Our shows get more and more compelling every fucking week. I love this shit. This is what I'm in fucking broadcasting for.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
No, like I said, I mean, okay, let me.
I actually enjoy having Kelsey and the Mistress in on the conversation as well.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm enjoying it too.
This whole fucking room thing. This is nice. This is
No,
nice.
it's good. It's good conversation, good stuff. I can acknowledge a lot of things, and like I said, once I can understand where you're coming from, and I can try to understand your original point.
Would you ever be able to understand it if I never said it? So wasn't that making the seed?
I don't understand what that means.
Let's
But
let's not force your seed on him.
No, I do that when I rate people.
This is not,
But what I'm trying to say-
no bukkake here.
What? Okay, fine. When blood's used. What I'm trying to say is that
Cats.
the foundation of what I heard.
What are you doing with cats now? What?
I don't know about cats. Once I can understand that, and I'll go back and listen to this conversation.
Memory alone in the moonlight.
I love that song.
No, what if I
You
found
said
a way
cats.
Ellen Page.
to make this argument more appealing to you? What if I said, if you agree with us, it means you're against American Idol?
What?
Just say yes.
No.
Damn it.
No, that completely. Okay, I'm gonna go back and hear this recording, and I'll make notes and I'll reprocess everything again.
Okay, so you come back next week with notes?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to come back next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And I'll listen. And like I said, I have no problem. I have none. If I listen to it again and I have notes and I say, you know what, I think I now understand what you're saying. And I have no problem admitting and saying, look, you know what? You were right. I have no issue with that. I'm just stuck on something right now and I can't go past it. So,
I understand.
yeah.
All
That's
right,
all.
so let's move on to another topic then. Mistress, you want to do Angel Shooter?
Absolutely.
All right, so we got our weekly dose of Angel Shooter here. Let me pull it up. Where did we leave off? Do we remember?
Oh, fuck if I know.
Okay,
I have
so
no idea.
of course, if you're just joining us for the first time, we're talking about Angel Shooter, action story. It's on Fiction Press, and it's possibly the greatest thing of all time. Let's see, where are we? We ended at chapter 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, I think we're on chapter 6.
So we're on to
Birds of a
chapter
Feather.
6. Birds of a Feather, yes.
Feather?
Okay, yeah. Faether, yeah. Okay, so this is, of course, at Fiction Press. You can follow along with us if you'd like. Hang on, we're getting messages here. Okay. Somebody said me singing Memory was their favorite show moment ever. Please make it a ringtone.
It was the only good moment in that whole place. Are you kidding me? It's the only good one.
All right. So, of course, this is by Angel Shooter Story. Of course, at the top of every page it says, "This is my first magnum opus."
The first one.
His
There's
first-
more to come, people.
His first magnum opus. I wonder how many chapters we're up to at this point.
I mean, this person is obviously 9 years old, so they've got plenty of magnum opuses,
But he
Opus?
writes.
ahead of them.
He writes as if he is 900 years.
Wow,
old.
chapter 45 is named Demon Seed. I can't wait to get to that one.
Chapter 38 is just called Period.
It's true, yeah.
Oh, chapter 40 is called Painfuller Than Pain. Pain.
Chapter
so first
30
is painfuller, then there's pain.
Chapter 39 is Outcognito. Is that what Lewis is? Lewis is Outcognito.
I love it. I love it.
That's actually really, really good.
Let's get to chapter 34, the devilness of the female.
The Curse of the Source of Mestiphile, Arc 2.
I think that's a felony.
There's a second arc. So that means chapter 32 is the
And let's
end
be
of
clear,
the
this
first
is like a
arc.
boat.
Right, yeah, like Noah did. All right, so we're going to get through all of it. I swear we are. Okay, so chapter 6, Birds of a Feather. Are you ready, Mistress?
You just clicked on 7.
Oh, did I? Damn it.
All right.
Okay.
Then Zyfe and the female set out to Hamilton on their speedboat to chase after Sai. Hang on. Wasn't at the end of the last chapter, didn't the Birdman steal the female?
I'm almost
Kidnapped her.
positive.
Yes, and we started this chapter with Zyfe and the female chasing after the Birdman to rescue the very same female.
Yeah.
Okay, just...
Unless there was another female. Wasn't there? No, there was only one female.
That's
right?
it. That's
the
female.
medium-sized breast, the female.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so they're on their speedboat chasing after Sai. Good thing we found this ocean in the desert, Zyke joked. Now we don't have to worry about stegosauruses, Zyke said jokingly. You see, planet Cryogen still has swarms of stegosauruses, unlike on other planets where they mostly went extinct years ago. But anyway, this was no time to joke. Zyke had to save the female, who was still in the evil Sai Arsenial's evil clutches.
Yes, he has to still save her, despite the fact that she's like in the cargo hold. Like, I'm right here, man.
It's terrible. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sai planned to take the girl to his master's lair to use as bait for our heroes. The female. Nobody could guess what he was planning. Randomly, Zyke spotted some random pedestrians baking marshmallows in the desert. He stopped his vehicle and demanded to know what they were doing. Oh, we're celebrating our victory over the Dark Empire on the Eastern Front, the rebels said while frying marshmallows and shooting fireworks. Zyke randomly noticed lots of dead, rotting bad guys laying around, so he decided they're probably telling the truth. So how do you think he knows that they're bad guys? Like, are they all wearing black hats? They're just random rotting guys,
Well,
but he knows that they were bad.
They're out in the middle of the desert, so clearly it's two Americans sitting around dead Muslims.
Oh, clearly.
It's off yet.
If you see a pope, watch out, they helpfully told Zyke. A pope? Zyke said questioningly. Yeah, there's an evil pope around these parts, the guy said. He's the 6th disciple of the evil priest that you killed, and you will probably have to fight the other 5 as well in the future.
Oh, so this is suddenly like Scott Pilgrim, like the evil X's.
Wow.
It's a good thing he's talking to the people of Expositiononia.
My 7 ex-popes.
Thanks, Zyfe said after learning a new sword move from the random people. There was a montage here somewhere. We missed it. He befriended them, and they became like close brothers to him. They parted, and then they disappeared forever into the forest, which is a pretty neat trick since they were in the ocean, in the desert, in a forest. Zyke got back in his Jeep.
Is this the Jeep that turns into a pill? Are we
Apparently,
back
it also turns into a boat.
Apparently. It's like a transformer.
In a distant castle, a royal messenger hobbled into an important-looking room. He talked to a supermodel-looking man with 2 different colored eyes and a robe. He was the evil pope.
That stuff is so
He
good.
said,
Have as much as you want. I just get more.
hang on, booze break.
This drives us to drink right here, so.
I had to drink before we started this.
It's the only way I can understand it.
It's the only way he could write it.
It's too complex for me.
Very deep. He said, Master, there's still no sign of Zythe, my liege. I'm sorry. Begone with your lies, the evil Pope shouted after killing the messenger with a fire spell. Sorrow and betrayal, the evil Pope mourned. Forsooth, in this realm it is breathed like sorrow and air. Just then, another messenger lurked into the room and said, Master, we just spotted Zythe heading here on one of the random roads. Cool, the evil Pope said.
There's so many random things. It's just poof. There it is.
Totally random. He got up and waited for Zythe. Then he kicked his pet Persian at a wall very violently. The two messengers whispered to each other, Wow, the evil Pope does really cruel things. Yes, but it's because he has a dark and mysterious past. What did you say? The evil Pope interrupted. We said that you do bad things because you have a dark and mysterious past.
You see, actually, what this is that this is a take on the whole Catholic society. Obviously, he was molested.
Obviously. Goes without saying every Catholic.
Right.
Yes, my dark
I
past
make
made me
stupid
this
jokes
way,
about
the
it.
evil Pope said, troubled. Cut back to Zythe. Finally, Hamilton, Zythe said in a cool but fierce tone as he looked at the very big city and its various buildings. Are you here to help us overcome the Dark Lord? A random pedestrian asked Zythe, frightened.
Can you imagine him asking that everybody who comes into town? Are you here to help us fight the Dark Lord? What? No.
I'm just here to pick up my mail.
Dark Lord, I should I come back later?
Yes, but first I have unfinished business to take care of, Zythe said to the random person. Oh, unfinished business? The random person said, more frightened than before. Okay, good luck, he also said. Zythe asked around various brothels and cafes, asking various people if they'd ever heard of Cy Arsenio. Probably not, because in the last chapter he was named Cy Arsenball.
Cy Arsenio Hall?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Who I recently found out is not dead. Go figure.
No, he has a show again.
Then he went to various bars and asked some bartenders, but to no avail. A random hand grabbed Zythe's shoulder unexpectedly in the city square. If you want to find Cy, follow me, a random female voice said.
Oh, another woman finally in the story. I wonder what her size breasts are.
I wonder how they rank on the
That's the
scale.
only way we can tell her apart. It's not like these blinking names.
Right.
The medium-sized breast female spoke to the large-sized breast female.
Said. They then began speaking in a very low whisper due to the important, secretive nature of their conversation. My name is Anne Trustworthy. I'm a mercenary hired by the Eastern Front to assassinate Cy Arsenio, and I was just about to do that. I love the way their whispered secret conversation involves a lot of exclamation points.
Our mercenary named Anne Trustworthy.
That was 13 more words than the other female character has had the whole story.
It was. That is the most any female.
And less jiggle, too.
Wow, that's a coincidence, Zythe shouted in this whispered secretive conversation. Yes, but now it's clear it's you who should do it, Anne said. Thankfully, a man came along to do it. Plus, I'm too weak and stupid to succeed, I think. That is not me joking. That is what the story says. Zythe agreed and let Anne lead him out of town square to Zythe's HQ. Then she did that. Now, Zythe was outside Cy's HQ, and it was a castle shaped like a giant demonic eagle. There were gargoyle statues laughing and playing cards. Zythe cringed at the horror he was witnessing. Without any warning, Anne stabbed Zythe in the back with a gigantic knife. I was a servant of Cy all along, Anne said as her human skin exploded into shreds, revealing a big drooling bird chicken monster.
If I trust in Anne Trustworthy.
This is why we didn't hear her group size. She was just a chicken. I mean, how do chicken breasts come with cup sizes?
He got killed by Marcy from Married with Children.
Sorry, but your line of work is for the birds, Zythe joked as he pulled the knife out of his back and plunged it into the bird monster's head. Its head exploded and its giant body fell to earth with feathers flying everywhere.
Oh, good. His back didn't kill him. It's good.
It sounds like Birdie from the McDonald's commercials. This is like evil. Where's Grimace? This is like an evil version of the McUniverse.
That's a pretty good take.
This is when you eat some really bad McDonald's and you go on this trip and see this story.
Mhm.
Sorry. Oh, no, I just read that line. Luz is working on that right now.
Swallowing my McDonald's.
Where are we? So, you defeated my top servant, a mysterious and evil voice clucked. Without any warning, Sire Arsenial stepped out of his castle. His talons clicked like those raptors in Jurassic Park when he walked. Never reference a good story in the middle of your bad story. Zayth's spinal injury was sure to give him some trouble in this fight.
Wait, what spinal injury?
The backstabbing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That he pulled the knife out.
Right. Yeah, and he's still walking.
Yes, he's fine. Without any warning, a giant purple laser hit the ground and materialized into the evil Pope. You ignorant failure, the Pope told Sai. How could you say that? You created me in a laboratory just for this day. I served you to the best of my abilities, Sai cried. It wasn't good enough, the evil Pope mocked very mockingly.
He must have had a rough dad.
Sounds like it.
You're probably exactly on the money there. Oh, where am I? Kill me, Sai clucked with a giant tear falling out of its eye. No, Zayth interrupted. Everybody deserves a second chance. Zayth convinced the evil Pope to let Sai live, and Sai went on to become a farmer later in life, never to be heard from again. So why exactly did this guy fail? Didn't he get Zayth into the evil Pope's lair?
Mm-hmm. That's
And
probably
he had a
why.
spinal injury and thought he wasn't going to do well in this fight?
That's probably why the Pope let him live and become a farmer later in life,
Okay.
because he fulfilled his purpose.
Quite adequately.
Yeah.
Where's the female? Zayth said. By now, the Dark Lord probably made soup out of her to eat, because he's a cannibal, the evil Pope giggled. Zayth used his new sword move on the evil Pope, and it was very, very fancy and impressive looking. Much too impressive to describe. So we won't even try. However, the evil Pope effortlessly blocked it with a laser shield. I wouldn't do that if I were you, the Pope warned. You see, I know everything about you. I know you're a clone of me, even though you think you're a human. Your memories of childhood and your parents were all implanted by scientists. Everything you know is a lie, the evil Pope said. No, I'm a clone of you, Zayth cried in agony. He's very gullible. People tell me I'm gullible, and I believe them because I have no reason not to. Yeah, and better yet, I can control you by focusing my soul because my soul's DNA was used to clone you. The evil Pope groaned, and Zayth began to point his sword at his own throat. Apparently he was reading this story. No, the me inside you is forcing me to kill myself, Zayth screamed out.
The evil Pope is inside him. That sounds so bad.
Using his soul. DNA. His soul ejaculated.
His soul's DNA,
If this was written by a real person, like seriously, he was probably from a Catholic family.
yeah.
Or just wanted to be a priest and have a good time.
This is actually really sad if that's true.
You're mocking this poor person's pain.
Yes, we are. And it's fucking hilarious.
Welcome to the internet.
That's the end of the chapter, dude.
Is that? Oh, yes. Okay. It said the end and the question mark.
The end, they always stop that way.
Yeah.
It's like he's asking, do you want me to continue? Are you still reading?
You sure? You sure? Really? You want you sure? All right. Do we want to do the next chapter?
It's your show.
John, you want to do the next chapter?
Oh, Vince, do you want to cover topics for the next 40 minutes, or you want to do that?
Well, we can do this, and then we can do another topic.
That'll work.
So, okay. So we'll move on to the next one. Chapter 7, Back to the Past.
All right, this one comes with a warning that we all of a sudden have completely different characters, and this is going to start out a little confusing because you have no idea who's talking.
Yep.
But we get more women introduced in this chapter, who sometimes are men. All right. Zap! Crunch! Bugnasi shot 8 trillion rockets at Mecha Gordazon, putting its unstoppable rampage at an end. Its giant robot head fell off the shoulders of its crab-like body and smushed lots of innocent people to death. Well, that settles that, she sighed with a sigh. Yeah, Unit 108 said. They jet thrusters shot fire and they flew back to their futuristic HQ. This was their 300th assignment by now in this futuristic city, which was constantly under attack, despite being a popular tourist destination, especially during fall when it wasn't too hot. The buildings looked very futuristic and had weird lights. I think we're in the future now, people.
Mm-hmm.
No, it says Back to the Past. What?
That's confusing.
That's the chapter title. So we're starting in the future with these new people, and I think they're going to travel back to the past.
I think so.
The story's
And
blowing my
I
mind.
hate to give away the plot like that.
There's a plot. What are you giving? What are you giving away here?
Just trying to keep people from being completely confused.
Wait,
Too late.
you're not?
Only because I've read this 3 times by now. I can't believe you. I have no father. I hate you. I hope you die. Choke on your own vomit to death and die. Was some words said by a voice.
That's awful. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. That's how Hendrix died. That's awful.
He choked on his own death and died.
His vomit.
Well,
Choked on his own vomit to death and died.
well,
He's dead because he died.
Didn't it have to cast Ilya too?
No, that was a ham sandwich. And
Wasn't
that was
that like
urban legend.
that was a lie.
Yeah, it's an urban legend.
Yeah.
Yep. Just like Elton John getting his stomach pumped from too much cum in it.
God, I had not heard that one.
I thought that was Little Kim.
No,
No, that
so it's
probably wasn't
changed.
fake.
That's changed again. Okay. Then there was the one
An
about
urban
Mick
legend.
Jagger and the Clark bar.
I had not heard
Stuck
that
a
one.
Clark bar in a woman's asshole.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That one
That's-
sounds real though.
Yeah, that's very believable.
That one, yes.
The
That one,
hospitals that pulled out of people's asses.
Like, what are you doing, Mick Jagger? I don't know. I was really fucked up. There's a
yes. Snorted
Mars
some
bar up there,
ants
too.
nearby.
I'm Mick Jagger. What do you want from me?
Speaking of pop idols, you will never become a pop idol under my watch. Not in my household. I am your father, a voice shot back, furious-like. I am your daughter, Angelica, she said back. But still, you make me join that task force, I'll run away forever. Ring, ring. Hello? Yes, this is Willie P. Oh, Dr. Jaundice, my longtime associate and close friend? Yes, yes. He picked up the phone. I'm trying to reason with her, but yes, well, but yeah. Dr. Jaundice was flipping through notes and important-looking books while he discussed this shocking turn of events. In his room, the TV was on the news channel, which displayed a giant spinning energy orb that the news was reporting. It's already started, Dr. Jaundice said warningly. Oh, Willie P. said. Willie P.'s infant wouldn't stop crying, which made the situation very dramatic. Dr. Jaundice's whore-like wife strutted in
Whore-like.
and tried to seduce him like she usually does. Oops, my clothes fell off, she said, and then everybody laughed. That's slut wife.
She needs her own sitcom.
He has his fingers on the vein of that society.
Chirp, chirp, zzz. Bubnasi and Unit 108 were not back at the helicopter pad for an hour before Chipoku told them about their new assignment. The little robot bird shot a projector displaying the energy orb. What are we going to do? Fem 47 can't function without a third member, Unit 108 said.
Film 47 can't
47.
function without a third member.
Uh-huh. It sounds like a moment to appreciate that. Yeah, Bubnasi shrieked horrifically. Let's also appreciate that one of them is named Boob Nasi.
Right.
It's terrifying.
Of course the Fem Force has Boob Nazis.
Right.
An explosion destroyed the helicopter pad and blew Unit 108's head off. Her guts sprayed and flapped in the sky. Oh no, it's starting already, Boob Nasi said. An unidentified figure was flying around the building shooting missiles. Boob Nasi instantly recognized her as Mag Twilight, the killer android that belonged to the Red Army leader. Ring ring! Boob Nasi, this is Dr. Jaundice. The energy frequency has already started. Holy shit, they're hacking our mainframes!
All your base are belong to us.
They reached the Gibson. How?
Someone set us up the bomb. We get signal. Main screen turn on.
Why is it going so fast? Boob Nasi asked. Because the Red Army leader told the people controlling it to go fast, and then they did that. He needs to go to a hospital. A hospital? What is it? It's a place where you take sick people. That's not important right now. This is one huge wall of text. Where the hell am I?
Then Boob Nasi.
Then Boob Nasi asked for backup because missiles were being shot at her.
in the cartoon Dragon Ball Z, there's capsules that turn into things, and earlier on the story you were talking about a capsule that turned into a boat that turned into something else, and he just said, or whatever, just said Red Army, and you think back to Dragon Ball with the Red Ribbon
This
Army,
is a
and
fucking
then-
Dragon Ball episode.
Yeah.
This is Dragon Ball Z fanfic.
Yep.
Didn't you say it last week, Josh?
I thought
with
so,
the,
yeah.
With the regeneration crystals.
Yeah.
I thought that was already out there. I didn't.
Unit 108 is there was the unit size. Or Android 16 droid team.
Yeah.
Android saga.
Did they have an assassin named Mag Twilight?
Probably.
Something like that, maybe. Who's Willie P, though?
I don't know. I never watched
And
Dragon Ball.
who's Boobnasi?
Willie P. Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Ooh.
obviously what's his name, the old guy.
Oh, yeah. Master
Roshi.
Roshi.
So he's Willie P.
It's no good. Dr. Jaundice hung up on me, Willie P said.
Dr. Jerome.
Dr. Jaundice.
You'll have to make do. Boobnasi
Funny 'cause
heard.
it's all-
Wait, what's the character's name?
Dr. Jerome. Dr. Jaundice, Dr. Jerome.
Oh my gosh.
And jaundice is an illness.
Right.
Yeah.
obviously,
Doctor,
yeah.
Well, it
so
sounds
that's
like there's
fine.
going to be a Dr. Jerifus.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can't figure out if it's supposed to be the same person as Jaundice since the names changed so
That's
frequently.
true, yeah.
It's Dr. Ebola.
It's a very doctor sounding word.
Yes. You'll have to make do. Boobnasi heard some strange footsteps. Without any warning, Angelico appeared. Sorry, I'm late to the party. Wow, Unit 108 screeched as she looked at Angelico's new Fem Squad 7 armor. Didn't Unit 108
Wait,
just
yeah,
blow up
her,
and have her guts
guts
flopping all over
flopping
the
all over the sky, yeah.
They heal.
Go distract her homing missiles while we misdirect the energy with our cryogenic armor. Boobnasi instructed before flying off and doing that. She stuck her jet wing into the orb and suddenly space-time ripped open and a devil appeared. Oh no, this was the Red Army's plan all along. They summoned the power of the Luciferian army in the Netherworld. Yeah, the devil said. The devil giggled as he formed a black energy ball. Angelico made a pact with the devil and sacrificed her father to save the city.
See, this is where I'll tie Israel into it. Trying to release a space-time devil. I'm telling you, this guy knows what's going on.
You know Obama's behind that.
There's truth and fiction here.
It's art imitating life.
Angelica made a pact with the devil and sacrificed her father to save the city. He melted into a pool of blood and guts. The devil was pleased. But little did they know he lied, and he still destroyed the city. The devil crushed Chipopu, which made everyone go, no!
You can't trust the devil. Who can you trust?
This is partly my fault, Mag Twilight cried. She decided to sacrifice her life by body slamming the devil into the portal. Out of his head.
Apparently, she summoned Randy Savage for that one.
Ah, he said in a displeased tone.
Going through the portal, brother!
I guess she had human feelings after all, Boobnasi said. Maybe we're the real androids if you think about it, Unit 108 said tragically. All's well that ends well, Boobnasi said while looking at the millions of dead bodies. This is Shakespearean tragedy. Little did they know the devil's energy frequency energy and opened up a time warp. So they just jumped to the left.
It's
Well,
up to the right.
If we want to fix this, I guess we have to go back in time, the Fem Squad said in Unicorn.
In Unicorn.
This guy does not know the word unison. Every time this comes up, they speak in Unicorn. I guess it's a language like Elvish.
He's a brony.
That's it. That explains so much.
Yep.
That would make sense.
What if it's just an older person trying to write like a little kid?
We don't care. Like it's just too good not
Like
to.
from the first chapter, I could not figure out if this was a brilliant parody or some idiot kid.
and we
And the
still
farther
don't
it
know.
goes on, I'm leaning more towards the idiot kid.
It's part of the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
You read it and all the way to the end, you find out. Maybe. It's like reality.
Maybe when we get to the end, he'll post a picture of himself.
It's
I would love to know who this person
It's like
is.
wanting to believe in
The
God,
biggest
but
mystery
then
of my
everyone
life.
else is like, no, it's fake. It's going to end like crap. Don't worry about it. Or you're like, no, I believe it's a little autistic kid.
Maybe we can get this kid on Ellen or something.
It's like it's the fucking kid from the end of Melrose Place.
Oh.
Okay, so what? Are we done? No, we're not done yet.
Well,
Are we?
sorry, one more sentence. This is the first time any of them left Neo Hammington. To be continued?
Question
The answer to
mark.
that is yes.
So next week we come to Chapter 8, the Cryogenic Robot Messiah.
Oh.
That's right. Tune in next week. You're not going to want to miss that. Thank you, Mistress.
My pleasure.
The cryogenic what?
The Cryogenic Robot Messiah. And Chapter 9, Double Vision. Which brings us to Chapter 10, Epilogue. This kid does not know what a fucking epilogue is.
Neither does J.K. Rowling.
I'm sure that's funnier if you've read Harry Potter.
It is. Yeah.
Everything's better if you've read Harry Potter.
Oh.
The world is a safer and wonderful place if you read Harry Potter.
Okay. So
Josh, you need to read Harry Potter.
I'm not.
You should.
No.
Someone of your intelligence should read Harry Potter.
What?
So what are you saying? If I don't read Harry Potter, my intelligence is in question?
Yeah, it is. Your love for creativity is also in question.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry to let you know.
I appreciate.
I question even how you can even question anything if you haven't read Harry Potter.
Appreciate the heads up.
I'll give you a head up.
Y'all right over there, Kelsey.
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Just
Did you want a head up too?
no.
Lewis, you are powerfully gay.
That's right. The gay is strong with this one. Unless I'm having sex with my girlfriend. That's different.
I could hear that. That sounds like something I could hear John Lovett saying.
I take that as a compliment. That man is a national treasure.
I agree.
Yes, he is. So is Harry Potter.
All right. So let's see. What other topics did we have for tonight? John Grisham. This guy. He did an interview with the Telegraph, which is a paper in the United Kingdom. Of course, he did this in an interview with a paper overseas, not in the United States.
Okay.
Best-selling author John Grisham has launched a controversial defense of lighter sentences for people convicted of sexual offenses. Although he stated that he has no sympathy for real pedophiles, God please lock those people up, he says. But so many of these guys do not deserve harsh prison sentences. Mr. Grisham went on to cite the case of a friend of his who had been given a sentence of 3 years after being caught in a child porn sting by the Canadian Royal Mounted Police. We've got prisons now filled with guys my age, 60-year-old white men in prison who have never harmed anyone, who would never touch a child, but they got online one night, started surfing around, probably had too much to drink, whatever, and pushed the wrong buttons, and went too far and went into child porn or whatever. He added, "It happened to a lawyer friend of mine, a good buddy from law school. They haven't hurt anyone. They deserve some type of punishment, whatever, but 10 years in prison." Here's the thing. Looking at that enables that.
I have so much to say on this.
Okay, go ahead, John.
I just like his argument, though. It's basically like, look, guys, not that I look at it or anything. Not that you should check my computer because I totally don't do that. And it's gross. Like, don't think that I'm like that. But, we're being too hard on them. They got to live their life too, guys. Come on. Why are we being so harsh? Just, come on. Go easy on them. They're just like us. Not like me, though.
I have a friend.
It's hard.
It's not me, but I have a friend. That's what that sounds
Right,
like.
exactly.
It's not me, but this friend that I know, yeah.
And then it's hard to defend that too, because what if you're a guy and you're like, you don't just click on child porn and then you catch it. You're like, not that I know that how easy it is or how hard it is to get child porn. Not that I even know where to,
Right. Yeah.
But however, from a humanist's point of view, I mean, seeing that these are people and these are their lives, if someone isn't violent or aggressive or forward about it, winning the stigma of having to tell everyone around you what you got in trouble for and why. Be enough for them to keep things away from you, to keep any trouble from happening, and just let them live their lives with that stigma.
No, here's the problem. Looking at that, somebody was abused in the making of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right.
Now, it's
that is enabling that to continue.
Well, it's the argument that that's going to exist one way or another, to go after the distributor and not the victim.
No, you need to go after both, because both have committed a crime.
Yeah.
Both have done wrong.
I agree.
And yeah, obviously you want to go after the person who did it, but you don't neglect the people that are also taking part in it.
Right, because if you destroy the market for something, then there's no reason to have it.
And I mean, also, wasn't there like something that came out that the guy that he's talking about was actually caught in selling child pornography?
No, he was the website that his friend went on was actually part of a sting operation.
Okay.
So his friend was actually lured, put himself in that position.
So he bought it though.
Yeah.
He did buy it.
He did. Or you can buy it, even if you download it.
Right.
It doesn't.
I know, but it came out that this guy did buy it though.
Yeah, he had it in his possession.
Is even worse. That not just clicking that, not just looking at that and upping that more. Enabling that by giving it money.
Right, yeah.
That's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is physically enabling that to continue for more children to be abused.
Mm-hmm.
That fucks kids up for life.
I turned out okay.
Now looking at all right, Patton Oswalt.
I turned out fine. Come on. I got to learn some cool things when I was younger.
You got some tapes in the attic?
No. I was on tapes. That's different, though.
Now, looking at this from a Patriots point of view.
A Patriots point of view. Fucking Bill O'Reilly is about to speak up in here.
Bill O'Reilly's about to defend the Catholics who suck the altar boys'
It's
dicks.
Russia's kids anyway. Who cares? That's terrible. I'm joking.
As long as they're foreign, nobody cares.
Wow.
If their last names are like Martinez.
Child pornography is a CIA front to destroy the culture of other societies.
Like Israel?
Mistress, now that you're back in, what was that story that you said you found about John Grisham's friend? Wasn't he was caught buying, or was he caught selling?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get the story here in a second.
Yeah. I know, like I said, I know his friend was caught in the sting operation.
So I'm pretty much done with John Grisham at this point.
A lot of people are. Yeah.
I'm pretty disgusted by that.
I never started with him.
I never. He's probably seen a lot of movies based on his stuff.
Yeah.
Such as?
Let me see how many movies have been based on
I don't think I've seen
anything. Yeah, but I never paid for them, so I probably saw them on TBS.
Oh, you downloaded them on torrent?
Yeah.
I refuse to give the man any more money.
Pay for things I like.
Movies based on John Grisham books. Here we go.
The good ones, not the U.S. ones for 50 cents.
The Chamber, Christmas with the Cranks, The Client, The Firm.
I know The Client was very
famous. Painted House, The Pelican Brief.
Okay, the only two I've seen are The Firm and
Rainmaker, Runaway Jury, A Time to Kill.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think I've seen any of those. Oh, there's more pages.
Yeah. Those are the only two films that I've seen that were based on
God,
stuff
no
that
wonder
he did.
you're for child pornography. You have so much money.
You get nothing else that
he's taken Thailand trips before.
Yeah, he really has. He probably has.
Hey, those lady boys look good.
What?
The lady boys. They look good. You can't tell the difference half the time.
Time to Kill was awesome. It's unfortunate.
I haven't seen Time to Kill.
Yeah, it only looks like there have been 7 made.
I have.
I sent you one.
Okay. We got the link here. Okay.
Josh is looking.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Unseen newspaper reports of Mr. Holloman's trial in 97, obtained by the Telegraph from the local Sun Herald newspaper, paint a far more serious picture of the case than Mr. Grisham. An undercover agent who was asked for some of Holloman's pictures over the internet earlier this year received 13 images, all of children under 18, some under 12. They depicted children during sexually explicit conduct, including intercourse.
He's trading and stuff. Yeah,
said the report from November
That's what it was,
97, quoting a U.S. Justice
Okay,
Department
yeah,
lawyer,
the trade.
Captain McClure. The report added Mr. Holloman, who received treatment for alcoholism and compulsive gambling after pleading guilty to the charges, had been trapped by an officer with the Canadian Mounted Police posing as someone else who had solicited and received the images. After receiving information from the Canadian Police, U.S. Customs agents raided Mr. Holloman's office, seizing a computer and recovering the images from the hard drive. Prosecutors added that Mr. Holloman might have faced additional charges of transmitting pornographic images to Maine had he not pleaded guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's 59 and back practicing law, was released in September 99 after serving 15 months of his 18-month sentence at a federal prison in Yazoo City, Mississippi.
Yeah, that's too.
That
light
was
for what he
probably
did.
the easy federal prison, too. Minimum security, fucking...
It was basically like a golf club. is what it
Yeah,
was.
where he worked as a library janitor, earning 10 cents an hour.
Yeah.
His law license was reinstated at a hearing of the Supreme Court of Mississippi in June 2002, after the court decided that notwithstanding the seriousness of Mr. Holloman's crime, he had rehabilitated himself and possesses the requisite moral character to entitle him to conditional reinstatement.
No, that's way too light of a sentence for what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Grisham has lost his fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
He should still be in jail.
Technically, for what he had been, yes.
You don't.
he should.
If you're trading,
Yeah.
that's you're just that's far beyond getting drunk one night and hopping on the deep web and.
But he's got
Dumping,
money. He's an
jumping.
important guy. He's got businesses around and stuff to do. So come on, 15 months, whatever, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's a big grounding when you have all that money. Not really. No. Yeah. Part of the problem is that obviously his friend was trading, and then you got to ask, okay, where did he get it from? Is there anything that he had that he was part of?
Not to mention trading
You
needs
know?
to be a distribution charge.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that alone should be several
wait,
more
this was-
years.
Well, wait. This was back in '99. You said
Yeah.
when this happened.
Count for each image.
The
Yeah.
At the time, the federal laws when it came to that kind of stuff was different. It started peaking only after I think 2000, 2001,
Okay.
when a lot of the child pornography laws were starting to change because of the increased awareness of the internet, peer-to-peer file networks. Chris Hansen. So
I love Chris Hansen. He's
so
my
there was
favorite.
so back at that time, something. I mean, this was just when I think it wasn't too long in when the sex offender stuff was and a lot of the pedophile rings were just starting to get cracked down on in that respect.
Well, it's still. I mean, that's no excuse.
No, it isn't. But that's the part of the reason why he got the life
definitely
sentence.
shouldn't have John fucking Grisham going to bat for him.
Well, I mean, it's in this day. I mean, this happened back in '99. John Grisham is talking about this, knowing that the laws have changed, knowing the awareness that we have, knowing about the sex trafficking problems that we have internationally. And then he's coming on in Britain, where right now Britain is having one of the most major issues with child pornography. Coming out and saying something like that, you might as well just
It's
metaphorically
career
shoot yourself in
fucking
the head.
suicide.
Yeah, that's what it is right there. I don't know what the man was thinking. However, he probably was coming out with what he really believed, which is even more disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad if that's really what he believes. I'm glad that he came out and said that he believes that. So now that I know to stay the fuck away from him.
Yeah, you vote with your wallet. You just tell the man how you feel.
I mean, it's shocking to hear that.
Yeah,
not really. A lot of money, power corrupts. Absolutely.
Are you of the mindset that there's a lot of child pornography and molestation in Hollywood?
I believe it's probably still is one of the biggest problems going on there. It's just not talked about. That's it.
It is a huge problem. It's been a huge problem. It's a huge problem back in the late 90s.
Because when the law
I can't imagine 15 years later.
When the law
it's been
can't touch
different.
you and you see something you want, you really think how many people have the will to resist that? Not many.
And then there's also, for example, a lot of the
Well,
different...
I would, it's the kind of thing where you have the character not even think of doing that in the first place.
Well, remember, like,
I don't have that kind of faith in other people. I just
Well, like, even remember back in the late '90s, it was Nick Carter had come out in I think 2002 and said that his record label, his producer had molested him.
Yeah,
and he wasn't the only one. That the guy was going after a lot of the guys in boy bands at the time.
right. And that just happened here in Orlando, didn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of that, though. I mean, there were the two Coreys back in the 80s. They weren't the only ones. There was that one director, Victor. My gosh, I forgot what his name was.
Oh, the guy who did Jeepers Creepers.
Yes. He had done a previous film, and the 12-year-old star in the film was a movie about clowns, a killer clown. And that really makes me sad because I love the Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, he caught him on. He filmed him. Having
Corey Feldman has put out a book talking about how big of a problem
choreography. I think it's what it's called or something like that.
I don't know. There was another one recently he did too.
Yeah, but he was about how him and Corey Haim both were, molested and raped, and it was just something that, and I'm sure it still goes on. I mean, I can't imagine a lot of the child actors that come out.
There was that one about Bryan Singer recently that just got swept under the rug.
Yeah. The other side of it, too, though, is that bringing all this up. I mean, I know John Grisham made it, basically them and everything. But the other side of this, too, is as much as people are coming out and, being found guilty of child molestation charges or anything, I think it's also wise to try and be careful about people who are being accused and how we go with that. The last thing I would like is a mob mentality of, oh, this person was accused, therefore it must be true.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only concern.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have much more to say on the subject. Like, I feel like I made myself pretty clear.
Yeah. Well, John made himself pretty clear. So I think a lot of his fans will be pretty clear about it, too.
I hope so. I hope they don't just accept it. Or worse, I hope it just doesn't get swept under the rug and nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
But it is out on the internet now.
Well, that's the thing, too, is that because of social media nowadays, it's very easy for people to say, well, no, this is what you said. We have it. It
was trending on Facebook earlier.
Yeah. It's like, no, we have this. And he has a really big fan base, so I can't imagine something like this. I've seen people. There was a lot of people recently. There was a huge outcry because a famous author by the name of Marion Zimmer Bradley. A lot of tapes came out recently where her husband, who was charged with pedophilia, and she had known about it, and she was brought to trial. I mean, she's dead now. She died in '99. But a lot of her books, she was a very popular author in the new age sci-fi sector. A lot of her books were trashed by fans.
Who is this now?
Marion Zimmer Bradley.
Okay.
She's very well known for one of her famous books is The Mistress of Babylon.
Okay.
She's written a lot of sci-fi and fantasy novels. She was a really big author at the time.
Okay. Kind of like the whole thing with Orson Scott Card too.
Yeah.
Where he came out very anti-gay, and there's a huge uproar about that.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people that were not going to see the Ender's Game movie because of it. And the only problem with that is, like, he got his money already.
Yeah.
He got his money a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. No, the minute he signed the deal, that's it. He got the check.
You're only depriving yourself of seeing the movie at that
Pretty
point.
much. At that point, it's just either you or, the studio maybe losing a little.
He's not going to be getting any more money either.
No. They get the check, and that's it.
Yeah. And for all the movies, like, even if it does very well and they do sequels, he doesn't get more money. Like, they optioned the story itself.
Yeah. No. They bought the rights for the film. He gets the check, and that's it. He's paid out. So,
so
how much you're gonna do there?
Yeah. It's no Chick-fil-A campaign.
No.
So we got about 10 minutes left. Do you guys want to bring anything else up before we close out?
I don't know why everyone's looking at me.
You never bring anything to the table.
Yeah.
You just bounce it off everybody else.
I bring cookies.
And you do bring cookies. They were good cookies this time.
I'm better at mirroring. I'm sorry. After I've been working for a while, I actually start looking things up and whatnot. I'm finally coming to terms why I left eBay in the first place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's stressful to work there because it's coupon time. And you know how it is at coupon time.
Coupons.
What is coupon time?
You know, the end of the year, everyone runs their sales and stuff. And you know how coupons with like big companies are. It's like, hey, 20% off this stuff.
Damn it.
Asterisk. Oh, what's the asterisk?
Excuse me.
Yeah, all this stuff doesn't work on it. I'm not gonna read this.
Before y'all close out.
Why doesn't it work? Call up. I'm gonna sue you guys for false advertising.
The best way to handle that kind of stuff is just look at it and then say, okay, how many ways are they gonna fuck me over on this? And try to avoid
every
them at
single
all
way they
costs.
fucking can.
You just gotta talk them through it. Like, no matter what, you're like, no, here's all the exclusions. Here's what they mean. I don't like that.
Here's the thing.
Well, you agree.
Let's
to
not. How about
you
let's not
agree
talk
to
about
the
that on air?
terms and the conditions by using the coupon.
How about let's
therefore
not talk
you
about
have
this
no
on air?
argument.
They don't say okay to that.
How about let's not talk about this on air?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's not anybody lose our jobs.
Cats.
Okay. Thank you. So we're waiting for Lewis to come back from pissing before we can close out the damn show. Lewis!
I don't know why I went in the bathroom. Normally just pisses all
Hurry up!
It's okay. No one's gonna get mad at the eBay store I run on my own.
Shut up!
Where I sell quality crystals.
And Reiki healing videos?
That's right. And no one understands how my coupons works. That's what I was talking about.
It's written in a mystical language only you understand.
Like, I'm sorry you don't read Hebrew, sir, but you can't get the 20% off.
That's the last time I drink all that stuff. Oh my God. Never had to piss so much.
All right. So we're gonna close out the show tonight.
Oh, okay. Gotta come back and
Welcome back.
Thank you. I shook, don't worry.
How many times?
4.
Playing with yourself in my fucking bathroom.
No, I didn't want to dribble in my underwear.
No, shake it once, that's fine. Shake it 2 times, that's okay.
No, you don't understand how
Shake it
much
3
urine
times,
I
you're
had.
playing with
I had a
yourself.
lot of urine. I mean, look at this.
You don't
McDonald's
know. Lewis might be uncensored and uncut.
You did go to a Jewish place.
That
Wait,
is true.
thing. Mhm.
they would be cut. Then.
You got the tip of your schmeckle
Catholic.
cut?
I had 2 cut.
You had 2 cuts.
What? Like, wait a minute. I'm no mathematician.
I had it cut 3 times.
Wow, did it not take the first 2?
Like, did they miss?
Now he had to suck it off.
You sure you're not Catholic?
It was that moil, I tell you. No, listen. When they came out back in, like, I think it was 97 with the Catholic Church scandal, you know, all the guys who grew up in the church saying, oh my God, I was molested. I was pissed off.
Yeah, that's the 4th time you've told us that on this show.
I know. No, it's true, though.
What, were
Thank
you
you.
not attractive enough?
Yeah, I was a dark little Mexican boy. I was perfect. I was a minority.
Doesn't have birthdays that are-
Untouched and unloved.
I know. Those seminary people, I tell you.
It's okay, Mr. Garrison. Your dad still loves you.
No. My dad's Mr. Grisham. He said it's okay.
Then your dad did love you, but after you went to the double digits, that went downhill.
That kind of love's a crime.
Only because of the man.
He took a suck out of crime.
Oh, John's now the NAMBLA spokesperson as well?
Or what we call Congress.
North American Marlon Brando lookalikes?
I can't even joke about that because it's too easy to get branded.
Oh, NAMBLA.
It's a good thing you don't have a Twitter. They'd be following you after this episode.
You know, I forgot NAMBLA still exists. Completely forgot about it.
I like how you're saying that, implying that you've invited NAMBLA to listen.
Attention,
Well, they kind of
NAMBLA.
have radar anytime they get talked about.
That's right. They have Josh radar. They just know about, Fauner's up to his old tricks again. Let's listen to his show. Our best friend.
Way to turn the tables, sir. Way to turn the tables.
Wouldn't you like it if they gave you a check to underwrite you?
No, I wouldn't. That would go in the garbage. All right, so you guys want to say goodnight?
I'm first.
Go
Yes.
for it.
Be sure to tune in next week for our next show titled Rape Culture, the Reenactment.
And Lewis?
Good night.
Nothing
Nothing
How do
further
you
to add.
follow that? How do you follow that?
Oh, some things come to my mind, but no.
Wow. Okay. So thank you for listening. We'll be back here next week for another all-new Untitled Nonsense. Join us and or don't. You can find us online, facebook.com/Untitled Nonsense, twitter.com/UN_podcast, reddit.com/r/Untitled Nonsense. UntitledNonsense.com will bring you to the Facebook. See you next week.
Good night.